Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
State Senator Garland Gudger, a Republican out of Coleman, has been elected by the Alabama State Senate Republican Caucus to lead them. He will succeed Greg Reed as the president pro tem of the Senate. And I think that this is pretty interesting stuff here. You got another North Alabama leader in the state Senate, in the legislature. So that shouldn't be much of a surprise. There was an internal vote among 27 Republican senators. Gudger's victory over Senate Majority Leader Steve Livingston, a Republican out of Scottsboro, positions him to take on the leadership role pending confirmation by the full Senate on February 4th, 2025, when the legislative session opens. Reed stepped down in order to go work for Kay Ivey. I still don't understand that decision.
Number 6.
A now deleted post by the House Ways and Means Democrats in Washington, D.C. mocked economic concerns over rising prices, including groceries, and that drew sharp criticism from conservatives on social media and further showed that Democrats refuse to understand why they lost. And if they continue to refuse to understand why they lost, how will they ever stop losing? It's embarrassing. And there just seems to be some argument and some plan in Democratic circles about maybe we should all go on social media and talk about things like, I thought you cared about the price of eggs and that at every issue. If there's a talk about tariff, what about eggs? It's about abortion? Oh, yeah? Well, you sold us out for eggs. And it's just very tone deaf, as they say in certain circles. I'll just call it dumb.
Number 5.
President Joe Biden sweeping a pardon of his son, and boy, was it sweeping, going all the way back to 2014. Burisma and a bunch of other things. What a weird thing to do. What a weird and odd thing for the president to do. Anyway, it sparked intense political and legal debates with U.S. Representative Dale Strong, a Republican out of Monrovia, mine, and some of yours, most of yours, U.S. Representative Dale Strong, suggesting it could benefit congressional investigations. Strong argued that the pardon might strip Hunter of his Fifth Amendment protections, potentially compelling him to testify before Congress on matters like Burisma and other alleged misconduct that could tie back to Joe Biden. Legal experts, on the other hand, suggest that, that covers federal offenses, but there's other implications out there. Will he have to answer the questions if he can claim that it would expose him elsewhere? Maybe not.
Number 4.
U.S. Representative-elect Shamari Figures expressed no surprise at President Joe Biden's pardon of his son. I mean, isn't this weird? All these people said that there would be no pardon. There will be no pardon. There will be no pardon. And then when they, get a pardon, they're all like, what? What's the big deal? I mean, this is just absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe people are, no surprise here. We all knew he was going to do this. Right? No. But he acknowledged the pardon was a presidential prerogative, but he doesn't want to focus on that because he wants to address the critical issues like healthcare access and infrastructure in Alabama's 2nd Congressional District. And by the way, does that ever work for anyone? Hey, what do you think about this? Well, we need to discuss the real issue, like the price of eggs. He's also worried that January 6th rioters will be pardoned. I'm not worried about that. Why would I? That has nothing to do with District 2.
Number 3.
Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall is defending Tennessee's law banning transgender surgeries and medications for minors, arguing it is constitutional ahead of a Supreme Court hearing where the ACLU's lawyer will argue that 2-year-olds know when they are trans. Go watch the clip of an interview with this guy with Jake Tapper. You're not ready for what this guy sounds like. You know what? I'll play it here in just a minute. You are not ready for the sound of this guy's voice. Mostly because it's a woman, but either way. Marshall filed a brief supporting Tennessee, emphasizing alleged collusion between the Biden administration and the World Professional Association for Transgender Health, good Lord, to promote non-evidence-based treatments. He asserts states like Tennessee and Alabama have the constitutional right to regulate the procedures for minors, which is exactly true. Roe v. Wade, baby!
Number 2.
U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville, a Republican out of Auburn, expressed his support for some controversial nominees for Donald Trump. Both Pete Hegseth for Secretary of Defense and Kash Patel as FBI director are under fire. They want to get him. I think they've got Hegseth. I think they've gotten Hegseth taken out. I think they've gotten him. Tuberville praised Hegseth as a true patriot capable of addressing issues like DEI and woke policies in the military. He also said that the stuff with the women and stuff happened a long time ago. That's not really a good defense, personally. He described him as someone who can inspire young recruits while reforming the Pentagon. I'm down with this. But his nomination is in trouble. Patel, that's a whole different issue. There's corruption and misconduct in the FBI. They need new blood there. Patel seems to be the right guy for that.
Now, time for the number 1 thing you'll be talking about today.
Not really an Alabama story, but a story that I got very happy about when I read it. I'm just going to be completely honest. I was very happy when I read this story. I was excited to see that this was happening. And a lot of people will say, well, it's not really that important. Okay. All right. I'll tell you why this is the number 1 story. I should have to defend this. Here we go. Ready? They're going to deport a bunch of illegal aliens. And cities and counties and states that say, well, we're a sanctuary blank, are not going to be able to stop that from happening. What happened? Here we go. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that ICE can continue using a Seattle airport for deportation flights, overturning a local order that sought to block such operations, making it a significant win for President-elect Trump's immigration agenda. This is what they tried to do, and they were successful in getting a block in the past. Luckily, this is all blowing up, so that's good. What they did in the past is they were getting ready to deport people, and the county commission there in Seattle, in King County, said, we're a sanctuary county, and you can't do that here. And a judge said, oh, that makes sense, which is completely insane. And so they were told, no, we're allowed to stop you from deporting people out of this country because King County says so. Now, these are the same people that actually argue that Texas can't do anything with the border because it's a federal issue. Now they're arguing that these people can protect criminals because they're a sanctuary county. King County, by the way, is so far gone, it's not even funny. They renamed their entire county because it was named after, actually, I believe, if I remember correctly, a gay Alabamian named Rufus King. That's true. He was a vice presidential nominee, I believe. And they named King County after that. Now they renamed it to Martin Luther King Jr. County. So they changed the history there. They retconned it. So these people are out of their minds. They're just generally crazy. But the executive order, therefore, is unlawful there for King County. ICE can now do what they were going to do and use the airport there. Trump's incoming administration, led by Border Czar Tom Homan, plans to aggressively deport illegal immigrants. There's going to be a lot of opposition from Democratic governors. And Holman said, well, yeah, that's nice. I'll just arrest you. So we are in for some fun at the beginning of next year. I cannot wait for this. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I also can't wait for your perspective on this, both on Rufus King and on the deportation side of this. You're more than welcome to weigh in on this. You can do so right now. 205-545, no, that's the wrong number, 866-494-WVNN. That's the scoutpestcontrol.com WVNN hot take text line. You guys got to cut me some slack on the phone numbers, okay? I'm doing multiple radio shows a day in different cities. All right, so cut me some slack. You can also email me.
You've got mail.
Dale at WVNN.com. That's the downtownrescuemission.org email inbox. You can jump in right there. Are you excited about this? Am I the only one excited about this? Tell me if you're excited about this. They get to deport people, and they're losing all their court battles. And hopefully we can move all of this forward in a very aggressive way once Donald Trump takes office. Am I the only one excited about this? I don't think that I am. Let's take a quick time out here. We'll continue this conversation right here on WVNN.
Get WVNN's Dale Jackson 7 Things You Should Be Talking About Today right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.